What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So yesterday a jailbreak came out, actually 2 days ago a jailbreak came out called Checkra. Crazy cool jailbreak. A lot of devices were supported, including the older ones. And yesterday I did a video talking about most of the awesome jailbreak tweaks that a lot of people already know, but those were more so for like a lot of devices, including the newer ones. I kind of wanted to hit on a lot of the jailbreak tweaks that might be more pertinent to the older devices, including devices like the iPhone 7, the 6S, the 6, the 5S. Those devices are still supported with this jailbreak. The newest ones aren't even supported, like the 11 Pro and those ones. Now some of these are kind of the same ones that I talked about yesterday, but there's some cool ones added as well, and these ones are super awesome. Now all these names are going to be in this corner right here, as well as down in the description, so you guys can just copy and paste them in. The repos, I don't think all these need specific repos. I think all of them are already included with the ones in Cydia, but I'll go ahead and leave the ones that I already had typed in into the description as well, so you guys can get them from there as well. But the first one that I actually like a lot, and this one is super awesome, is called Getures 13, and I think this one comes standard within Cydia. And what this one actually allows you to do is, you know those iPhone XS, iPhone 11 gestures, you can actually get those on devices like the iPhone 7. So once you install it, you just go ahead and add it like a regular jailbreak tweak. Once you do that, you can now get these actual iPhone XS, iPhone 11 type of gestures, and as you can see, you can go and swipe out, swipe in and out, just like multitasking. What's funny is, and it kind of threw me off, is that also the status bar changed as well. So instead of going and swiping it from the bottom, which is now the multitasking thing, you can now swipe in over there and you can get to your notifications like that. So it's literally just like the iPhone 11 type of things. What's even cooler is that, let's say you could go into settings or whatever, you can swipe in between apps just by kind of typing up a little bit and getting onto the other one, which is so funny. It's like so awesome. If you have an older iPhone, this is going to be super cool. You can get kind of that newer type of design and that newer type of UI just by installing this jailbreak tweak. And I think on an earlier version of iOS, I think when iOS 11 came out, I think Apple kind of made it on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. They kind of made those gesture things too, but then they took them out. I don't remember. Maybe that was a jailbreak tweak at the time, but that is one of the coolest things in my opinion, and definitely worth jailbreaking to get that. This next thing is called Camera Mode 10, and I talked about this yesterday. And for a lot of devices out there, they do not have portrait mode, like the iPhone 7s, the 8s, and the 6Ss and all those phones. But now with this jailbreak tweak, you can get it. It's still a little finicky, it takes a little bit of hit and miss. It's not, it's never misses on. But as you can see on this iPhone 7, we have that portrait mode setting right here. It takes a second for it to boot up. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like an instantaneous thing. Sometimes it does help if you tap it, but most of the time you just have to let it do its thing, and it does take a while, I'm not going to lie. As you can see, we got into it, but you can now have some type of portrait mode effect. And as you can see, we have nothing in subject here, but it's like, I thought at first it was just like an addition, like someone just made a portrait UI and just installed it into the camera, but no, this is like Apple's actually portrait mode on this device, which is so awesome. And you can go and you can't zoom in and out or anything, but I guess you can go and you can increase the brightness, decrease the brightness, whatever you want to. But this is definitely one of the most awesome tweaks, especially for these older devices. The newer ones already have portrait mode, the 8 Plus, the 11s, the 10Rs, those already have portrait mode, but for these older ones, they don't have it. But now you can get it just by installing Camera Mode 10. So that's definitely one of the coolest ones. Now this next one, I was not able to get it working. I don't know why. This one is called Barmoji, and I installed it right. It works. I'm able to check it out through the settings. For some reason, my specific thing is not working. So as you can see, basically what this does is that instead of having that predictive text thing right up here, as you can see when you're typing things in, you can see these things, it would just show the emojis here. Now this is actually better for the iPhone 10. You have a little bit, or even the 11s and all those, they have a little bit of bar at the bottom where the keyboard is, but that one pretty much replaces that as an emoji keyboard, which is awesome. And instead of this on the older devices, we don't have that here, so they would replace this as the emojis. But I was not able to get it working. As you can see, I haven't installed, I haven't enabled, but it's not working. So I'm going to be a little hesitant to recommend it. On the jailbreak subreddit, everyone was saying it was working, but apparently it's not. So use that as your own risk. The repo is repo.cpdigitalddarkroom.com or something. That'll be in the description down below if you guys want to give that a try. This next one, which is probably my favorite jailbreak tweak ever, and I'm so glad it's supported for the older ones as well. This one is called ForceInPicture, and I'm pretty sure this is the standard one, and I'm pretty sure it uses the standard big repo that comes with Cydia. Now let's say you want to watch the dumbest YouTuber ever. I don't even know why this guy makes videos. It makes no sense. What this tweak allows you to do is it allows you to force in picture all those different type of videos so you can multitask at the same time. So let's say we're watching this video. As you can see, they just switched it up on us. This time I have to go, you have to go back to the standard one. So if that happens, all you need to do is go up here and click like request desktop site, and it should change us back to the old layout. Okay, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Let's say you want to watch this video. You'll see that you have this pop down little button right here. So now what you can do is you can go and do whatever else you want to, and you can have that video playing while you're doing other things. And as people stated, like it hurts the battery, this or that. Yes, it's going to hurt the battery because you're doing other things while you're watching a video, but it's very minor. It's not that big of a deal. As you can see, watching video while we're still doing other things. And this is just like how we have on iPads, iPod, like MacBooks and all those things, and now we have that on the iPhones as well, even the older ones, which is so awesome. And this is literally worth jailbreaking in my opinion. Now that one again is called ForceInPicture. Another awesome jailbreak is called ModernDock. Now for the newer ones, it doesn't really matter for the newer iPhones, but this is what I've been talking about for the older ones. As you can see, we have that new kind of iPhone 10 type of iPhone 11 type of dock on the bottom. So all you need to do is just install ModernDock and it'll go ahead and just do it. Now apparently this one used a different repo, but I was able to install it just by going to Cydia and doing it. This one uses the Noisy Flake repo that's linked down in the description, so you guys can go ahead and put that into source in Cydia if you want to, but I think you can install it just from the regular ones. That one again is called ModernDock. This next one I hit on yesterday as well. This one's called Small Siri, and as you can see, it's just a smaller version of Siri, and it's really out of the way. And what's awesome about this, you can have Siri up there while you're also doing other things. You know, if you have this page open, you can go ahead and do it while you're looking at other things. What's cool about this is, let's say you want to look at something while you're talking to Siri, like, hey Siri, look up iPod Touch Pro. You know, why is this guy even talking about it? It's not going to be made. So you can go ahead and ask Siri about it while you're looking at something. So in my opinion, that's definitely worthwhile, and I don't even understand why Apple hasn't even put that in yet. They put in the smaller volume HUD, dark mode, but they still haven't made Siri less annoying, but now you're able to do that, which is awesome. This one uses the repo.pacx.com repo, but I was able to do it without that, so maybe you need to do it or not, but that one's also linked in the description. This next one is an OG one. If you guys have been jailbreaking for a long time, this one is the one that's recommended more so than other ones, and it's Filza. This one is like a files browser on steroids. This one is so awesome, and for the devices that are on iOS 13, which is going to be a lot of them if you're going on CheckRain, it's cool and all, like the Filza app, I like it. It's definitely a step forward, but this Filza app is literally on another level. It reminds me of the root browser on Android. If you guys know about Android and all that stuff, like root browsers are awesome. This one, now I would recommend you know, you can look at it, but do not modify anything unless you know what you're doing. You can cause some serious harm on your device, possibly potentially brick it and lose all of your information if you mess up even one thing on this. So don't go on here and try deleting stuff. You can go on it, there's no problem, but do not delete anything off here unless you know what you're doing or you're following a tutorial that somebody else is doing. But that's that. You can do a ton of stuff with this. It's awesome. The possibilities are literally endless with that. This next one is also called RealCC. I hit on this one yesterday, and this one just pretty much brings those toggles back that they should have been on in the first place. So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, when you click them, ever since iOS 11, they do not fully disable it, but now with RealCC, they actually bring that. And for the older devices, I hit on this yesterday, battery life, you know, isn't probably the best on them, you know, to be honest. So this just brings a little bit more functionality to potentially save more battery life. That's kind of a stretch, I know. It's kind of a reach, but when you click on them, you're saving battery life, and you don't have to go to settings every time. I know one thing, I'm so used to not doing it now, but before like iOS 10, I would turn off my Bluetooth, turn on my Wi-Fi every single time to save battery life. But once iOS 11 came about, that made me less likely to do it because that was like extra steps and I'm lazy, to be honest. But that's that one. Another super awesome one is Clean Home Screen. This one doesn't require any extra repos that aren't already compatible with Cydia. And the awesome thing is that there's so many endless possibilities. As you can see, Clean Home Screen right here. Go ahead and click it. As you can see, you go ahead and get all these different functionalities. And if you're wondering how I was able to get like this dock so clean or this home screen so clean, no like names, no anything, it's pretty much from home screen, from Clean Home Screen. So as you can see, you can go and get all these different settings, notification badges, dock background, app names, all those things. You can turn all those things off. Now, when you first boot it up, they disable the dock background and the status bar. I kind of like the disabling of dock background, but I kind of like that newer iPhone 10 type of dock background here, so I enabled it again. But that status bar, you might like having that status bar there, so I would recommend you disable that, go up and then click Respring, and it'll go ahead and disable and enable that. So I'll actually go show you guys without the status bar. Click here, go ahead and click Respring. It'll take like 20 seconds for not even for it to respring. As you can see, it'll take like 1 second. And the lock screen is also completely like changed, which is awesome. As you can see, the status bar is gone. You might like that. I don't really like that, so I'm going to go back into here, scroll all the way back down into Clean Home Screen. As you can see, click that, and then go ahead and click status bar again, click Respring, and it'll go and respring, and we'll have that status bar back. So that's one of my favorite ones. This last one is called CCModules, and this is one I hit on yesterday as well, but I figured I would bring it back. This one is kind of like Control Center on steroids. I need to stop using that word. I gotta think of a different word. But basically what it is that you standardly like go into your Control Center as you usually do, click on Customize Controls, and what CCModules brings is so many more modules into your Control Center. So as you can see, we have the Control Center here. Let's say I want to add, okay, I want this dark mode setting, I want this Dropbox setting, I want this FaceTime, whatever files, all these different things. Now, I don't know if it's instant, so it is instant. I thought it would require a respring, but as you can see, It brings so much more functionality into this, which is awesome, and I love seeing that. It's even supported by these older devices as well, which is really, really cool. So even though the iPhone 11 Pros and all those phones have like triple camera setups and all those things, a jailbroken iPhone such as an iPhone 7 still has a lot more functionality than a stock flagship phone of 2019. So this phone came out in 2016. Right now, this one has more features than a stock iPhone 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max because of a jailbreak. So I just want to say, and I said this yesterday, a lot of people hate on jailbreaking. They're like, it's useless, this and that. iOS 13 brought dark mode and volume HUD, all this stuff. That is just the basics of it, dude. Jailbreaking brings so much, it's not even funny. I love jailbreaking. I love jailbroken devices. And a lot of people, like I've said yesterday, allude to, jailbreaking just like rooting and custom ROMing. They're like, oh, rooting and custom ROMing is dead. Nobody wants to do that anymore. But there's still a huge development community behind it. And people are still developing these things, and there's a huge reason for it. This check rain jailbreak, in my opinion, is an insane feat of jailbreaking. It's crazy. And the fact that it's supported by all these different devices is literally insane. So it's a hardware jailbreak. If you want to learn how to jailbreak your device, click that first link down in the description. I should have said this in the beginning. Watch that video to explain exactly how to jailbreak. But guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it would mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.